What it do, Krispy crew? KFC! Krispy Flakes crew! Sit the heck down, man, because we got FlightReacts, top 100 NBA player rankings, man, from ESPN. So I have a feeling that Flight's actually going to be really knowledgeable in this video. And the reason I say that is I think this list was atrocious. Like there was no consistency whatsoever with it, man. No consistency. So I think, Flight's going to see some stuff that's actually cap, and he's going to be like, yo, what's going on here, man? So here we go. Let's get it started.
What it do, Flight crew? FTC.
You guys want more Flight reactions?
Leave
a like on this video, so I know you want this type of content.
The top 100
and subscribe if you're new.
2023 through 2024 NBA players.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know I still owe you guys a top 100 of all time still. It's about 87% done. I ain't
87?
We're going to upload it before the end of the year. But every year, ESPN and all the big name sports platforms get together and rank the players top 100. So let's see if they was on point. Now, last year's, I think that honestly the last 2 to 3 years, they've been kind of off. So let's see if it's anything different. Starting 100 to 51. At 100, we have Mitchell Robinson. I don't know who that is.
You don't know Mitchell Robinson? Okay. Here we go.
We have Valanciunas. I hear his name a couple of times and stuff during the highlights.
Apparently not.
Solid role player. What does he average? Like 9 rebounds, 3 points per game. Put him in there. I hear his name a lot. Sexton of Collins, they disrespecting the man. Nah, he needs to be at least top 50. See, I think they had to do with him being injured.
Here we go.
And him being traded from like the Cavs
Here
to
we
like
go.
the Jazz. The Jazz don't really have,
hopefully this ain't too
that
loud.
much like talent on the team. It's only like really him and somebody, the Markkanen dude. You know what I'm saying? It's only them. He's gonna prove them right. He's gonna easily climb right back up to the. This is very disrespectful. They almost didn't even put him in the rankings. He's literally a top 5 point guard in the NBA. I don't even know what else to say about that. I don't agree with him being at 98.
All right.
We have Williams again, who's lucky to be in the rankings. We have Barnes of Harrison. He's lucky to be in the rankings.
Former Warrior.
We have this the Jalen Williams dude. He's the dude with the big fro on the OKC Thunder. To be honest, I haven't really seen him play like that. I mean, he looks like he plays like the entire minutes. He does get a lot of minutes. We're gonna be definitely reacting to the OKC Thunder a lot more this year, especially with Shet being back in the lineup.
What do you just call?
So let's see how he does. He looks like he averages something like 15 plus per game. I think this is fair. Number 95.
Chet, man.
He's improved himself more. Damn! They have Russell Westbrook almost out the rankings at this point.
Yeah,
of his
disrespectful
career.
as heck.
Hold on. Is this a joke? This is the
not
right
April
rankings,
1st.
right? This is 20. Scrolling back up, just a rankings check. This is 20.
Well, what other year would he not be?
Wow. Bro, they almost got Westbrook out the rankings, man. Like, I honestly just feel bad, man, at this point, bro. I feel really bad for Westbrook, bro. I feel like he proved himself a lot with the Clippers, especially with the playoffs about the end. He did have a lot of joke moments. And to be fair, let's be 1,000% honest. Like, sometimes, you kind of got to, like, get your knowledge a little bit, like, up there and just kind of just, like, sit back and kind of just realize it, man. Will Russell Westbrook be... this now we know we say our jokes about Westbrook and he deserves it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a grown man hitting the top of the backboard or airballing and being in professional sports, and especially being a high caliber first ballot Hall of Famer that you are. You know what I'm saying? That stuff like leaves a lot of questionable things. But through all of that, let's be honest, he still was averaging for certain games he'll throw up like 2 points, 5 points, or some pathetic stuff. But he really has been averaging about 17 points per game.
Yeah, like he's fine.
Ever since he got traded from OKC. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still a Hall of Famer. Now, what I was going to basically say is that will Westbrook be getting hated like this? The way it is a trend to hate on him if it was like the early 2000s. And they would only be able to, obviously, you would be able to see what he does in the highlights when it's on TV. You know what I'm saying? His air balls and his top of the backboards.
I think his time on the Lakers really hurt him.
Because TV was pretty much like the only access
Laker
for
fans
like
are relentless,
media
man.
coverage and just general back in the day than what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is insane, bro. Westbrook got to at least be... If you don't want to, I was gonna put him like top 35.
Wow. Okay.
And like,
come on now.
Like number 32. But if you don't want to put him there, at least gotta be.
I gotta see these Flight rankings. Get him done, man. Get him done.
Player.
We need it.
94 ranking. Ah, man, that is crazy, man. What do you guys have to say about this? These rankings ain't looking it at all.
It's disrespectful, but he's not the 32nd best player.
Mike Conley is a better NBA player than Westbrook. Now, Mike Conley's been a consistent casual. He's been in the NBA since, I think, Silly Bands was in style. He was originally with the Grizzlies and the Rudy Gay combo back in the day, and Marc Gasol. He's always been a solid role player, like 10, 15-plus points per game. But this
has he ever made an All-Star team? One season, I think, right?
Westbrook. You have Emmanuel Quickly. His name's been getting out there. The Knickerbockers had that little late playoff run. They've been having some cool, exciting games. I don't know what they're talking about this season with their lineup that they have. And, I mean, if everybody says so, they do have a young lineup. So, I mean, I guess this is fair to keep his ranking right there. What do you guys have to say about that? Hart or Josh should not be in the rankings at all. Now, Josh Hart does have, his impactful games at times, but, bro.
He's a glue guy.
Man to man, everybody knows.
Does the dirty work.
Bro, I would drop this man off one-on-one 11-7. Maybe 11-8 at most, bro. Bro, come on, man. In the early 2000s, he probably wouldn't be in the NBA. Hart has made it into the rankings.
He was
this
not born yet.
Wow. I don't even think he was in the rankings last year or the year before. Made his way into the rankings. We got Collins of John, number 90. Now, I think this has to do... I forgot he was on the Jazz, too. I think this has to do with him getting traded with the Hawks into the Jazz. Did he play with the
he's
the
not
Jazz
very good.
Before the season ended, or was it just like the...
I don't like John Collins.
Because I don't remember he was with the Jazz. I think he was still the Hawks. We have Robert Williams.
And an attitude.
The Trailblazers? Who's this? There's like a lot of Williams dudes. Okay.
Come on, man. Robert Williams?
We got Looney Tunes. Happy to see you in the rankings, brother. I think he has a lot to prove. But Looney Tunes literally is like perfect attendance in the NBA. He's literally not missed one game. He always shows up, puts out a solid 7 to 10 points with like 15-plus rebounds, plays amazing defense.
Man's getting 15 boards a game
a lot of the times. Very happy to see Looney Tunes in this lineup. I think he's going to prove him a lot more wrong. I feel like he should be in the top 75 at least. I think Looney Tunes should definitely crawl into that top 75.
That's all, folks. About to end the video, man.
Next year.
Top 75?
Is up. We got Hilda Buddy. Yeah, I think this is fair. Number 87. Kuzma. I think Kuzma respectfully should be in the top 75. I feel like this is a little bit too low. Matter of fact, I'll put him in the top 50. Kuzma, he's been putting up 15 to 20 points per game. Yeah, he's definitely a roastable NBA player. He has a lot of questions.
Those were nice numbers last year.
Say or do.
I can see him a little higher.
Time cool in the NBA. But his game is absolutely overall improved, especially since leaving the Lakers. I feel like Kuzma is like in his villain arc. The Lakers, I feel like, took advantage of him and walked all over him and didn't use him to his full potential. And he's proven him wrong playing with the Wizards. He's going to have a lot more opportunities.
He was just a bad fit.
Bradley is gone. And who else is on the team? I forgot with the
Pool
Wizards.
of Jordan.
Oh, Pool of Jordan. There we go. I was reading the stat. I knew somebody was on the Wizards. Yeah, him and Pool. I think, damn, 2 villain arcs on one team.
Yeah, it's definitely a villain
it's
team.
Still the first round playing exit, though. But, hey, it's going to be exciting maybe for the Wizards. We have the Simmons Fernie dude from the Blazers. He's a pretty cool casual. You can keep him right there at 85. We have Capella. He's lucky to be in the rankings. Harrison Tobias is lucky to be in the rankings. Cameron Johnson is lucky to be in the rankings.
No, he's not. He's a very good player. Very smart. Very intelligent.
Porter's looking like somebody's Uncle Bobby. I think 81 is pretty solid. What do you guys have to say? Despite the funny faces that he makes, he always comes up and he always, shows up to work, man. He has some casual performances at 10 to 15 points per game, maybe sometimes 7, with 10 rebounds. He's a very good hustler on the floor on both ends, and he brings a lot of energy. See what he's going to do for the Bucks this season. We have Green of Jalen. Wow, that's crazy. At 80?
Yeah, he shouldn't have fallen off that much. I don't agree with that.
Now, do you guys think the offseason antics and the stuff that's been going on, I mean, it's not like it was like some crazy, bad drama where it was just like it was affecting his basketball skills.
Yeah, that's Kevin Porter. Jalen Green been fine.
Him being on social media or whatever a little bit more. It was in the news a lot more than the offseason for everything that we reacted to. Do you think that has to do with anything? Does it have to do with...
Did Jalen Green do something? I'm confused. I know, obviously, the Kevin Porter stuff, but Jalen Green's been fine, isn't he?
Trades that came to Houston, such as Fred Valet dude now is there, and now you have Brooks Dillon. Do they predict that he's going to be getting less minutes, maybe?
No.
Or I don't know. Why is he at number 80 overall? I think he should be a top 50 player. Doesn't he average 20-plus points per game? I don't see why he's at number 80. We have Hero Tyler. Now, I see why they put him at 79. He had that injury the year beforehand, or this year, right? Yeah, it was this year. The year going fast.
It was in the playoffs,
basically,
right?
He was unable to play, their entire playoffs. So people around the league felt like he was like not only like ducking, but it felt like he was just leaving out his team to just sit back and watch and just hopefully get a free ring, which wasn't even the case. Hero Tyler had an injury. I forgot what it was.
He needs to go to the Wizards. He could be Tyler Villain.
Bro, like, let's be real. Like, do you want somebody to go out there and play 30 or 40% and possibly be a liability, especially on the defensive end? Those are the questions you have to raise. Hero Tyler has to be a top 50 player. This is too low. I feel like he's going to come back and definitely prove himself.
Drink your water,
Butler,
people.
Jimmy, and Abdel. We had the Stu Anderson. This is crazy. So you're saying he's better than Westbrook already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, Stu Anderson, we've seen his highlights. He has massive potential to be a top 10 point guard in the NBA. He's definitely going to be one of the generational players that will be the faces of the NBA within the next 5 years. And is bringing on a new, generation of NBA players soon to come. What do you guys have to say about that?
They should have these players 1v1 for the rankings. Like, that's how I want this to be settled.
Number 77 is pretty fine right there. CB3? I think it's pretty fair to put CB3 at 76. Now, the only reason I see them putting him at number 76 is because of his injuries. Now, let CP3 be 100% healthy all year. He's easily going to get to the top 25. Now,
I still don't think last year's injuries.
The only question is, too,
matter.
How many minutes is he going to get? We still don't know if he's going to be starting or is he going to be coming off the bench. To be honest, I feel like the Warriors should honestly rotate it. I was sitting up there thinking about, like, the last week, like, hey, he should 100% come off the bench. But now thinking, like, the Warriors can really play around with the lineup. They can really have CP3 at the 1 and then have,
be part of the death
like,
lineup.
The 2 guard and play him like an Iverson type of position where he still has the ball majority in his hands, but he's actually free to roam around and come off of screens and stuff like he, still does and has been doing and everything like that. And, just a lot more like free, off the ball movement. I feel like they should do that type of offensive rotation. And then some games have CP3 come off the bench and then have Curry just straight up start at that one spot. But 76, they gave him this ranking.
Yeah, Steph going to be like Del Curry.
And just him being unable to play consistently through these last 2 years. But obviously, I think CP3 is going to prove himself a lot more, especially because he has a true point guard and a number 1 player of all time playing on his team too, and of right now as well. I hope to see actually Curry at the number 1 spot. Hopefully, ESPN Curry got to be at the number 1 spot. But hey, man, we had number 76. Let's move along. We have Vujovic. We hear his name get around. He's at number 75. Cade Cunningham.
What?
I feel like Westbrook and him should trade slots.
What?
He should be number 94.
Broke it out of here, Flight. Oh, okay. Are you serious? Oh. Okay.
Westbrook should be at 74. But what do you guys have to say?
Not that.
Yeah, shit. I like that ESPN kept him in the top 100. He has a lot to prove to himself in the regular season. He already proved his potential in the preseason.
I'm done, man.
I
Most
personally think he's
disrespectful
going to put up
statement I ever
20
heard
plus
about
points per
Cade.
game, double-double this NBA season. Especially if he can stay healthy. I really think he can sneak into the All-Star game. He should make the All-Star team.
You like it?
Like I don't see why he shouldn't make the All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? This guy has a massive potential. So I see his ranking just going up. I can see him being like.
So you want to talk about potential, but you want has-been Westbrook switching with Cade. Gotcha.
Maybe February.
Gotcha.
Which he stays healthy. We have Jordan Poole. Hey man, Warriors, we miss you. Hope you can make your way back to the Warriors. But best of wishes and everybody that's a Warriors fan, you should be giving him high hopes and wishes. There should be no need to bash him and everything like that. I feel like also. People saying that he looks like he's sad and down and everything like that. Like, consistently, I think it's getting old. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, I've already made what I had said, in my opinion, in terms of just, imagine you going from a championship, title contending team, to a team that hasn't made the playoffs in the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Anybody would be sad at the moment, but at the end of the day,
bro, you don't remember the Gilbert Arenas days?
Young,
come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Antoine Jameson?
He's a borderline. He's an all-star. He's not even borderline. You think he made the all-star team last year, didn't he?
No.
He's an all-star and everything like that, so he should be just fine. So I just think that, that all that, like, the jokes, we got to, I mean, not we, because I haven't been saying nothing about Poole at all.
That'll be a fun game to watch, though.
You know what I'm saying? The trolls, they should chill out on Poole and let him see what he do. But I feel like he should be at least a top 50 ranking. This is crazy. He's literally a top 7 shooting guard in the NBA. How is he at 72? But okay. He's going to prove himself.
His efficiency fell off last year, if I remember correctly.
We have Barrett of RJ. He's fine right there, 71. Walker. Who is this?
Good rim protector.
He's lucky to be in the rankings.
The new Rudy Gobert.
All right, we have Lopez Abrut. Yeah, he should be right there. That's a fine ranking right there. We have Porter Michael Jr. Now, he was injured, I believe, like some parts of the season on and off. But, yeah, 68 is just fine right there. OG Anunoby. He's fine right there in the 67 ranking. We have Reeves of Austin. He's fine right there in 66. I do feel like he's going to prove himself. However, at some point in the season and maybe climb more ups in those rankings. We have Miles Turner. He's fine right there at 65. Rudy Gobert is fine right there at 64. Scott at 5'6", 1 Barnes.
He's like his favorite player now, isn't it?
35 player. The NBA, what are y'all doing? Why y'all doing man Scotty like this, man?
I actually do agree with Flight on this one because Scotty last year was just as good as his rookie season. So if you were just as good, was there that many players between 39 and 63 that got better? Like that's once again I don't understand the ranking system.
He is a legitimate top 3 power forward in the NBA. I believe he also plays like small forward.
Somebody told me the way that they do this at ESPN is they literally go to the employees and they show them like, okay, picture A, picture B. Which one do you like more? And that's how they do the ranking. It's like getting a freaking pair of glasses, man. I don't get it.
And rotates around there. But regardless, he is a top 5 power forward, small forward in the NBA. Give him his credit. Give him his respect. He's going to definitely prove himself a lot more. I think he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot more now that Fred Valet's gone. So they're not going to be having to share the ball. I think it's going to be literally in the hands of Scotty like 90% of the time. So, don't be surprised. He's going to be putting up 25-plus points per game. Anything above 20-plus points per game is still a W. Regardless, but he's going to climb easily up in the rankings more as the season goes along. We have Porzingis. I think he's fine right there in that 62 slot. I believe he was getting injured a lot on and off, but Porzingis is still a nice
good last year, wasn't he?
Borderline an all-star.
Last year he was.
I think he can climb up there
really
in rankings
well.
if he can prove he can just show up and be able to stay healthy. He's with the Celtics. That's actually a cheat code too. Now they got they got Tatum, got Brown and Jalen. You have the Pritchard. I've been hearing things about Pritchard. And you have Drew Holiday, so he's going to have a lot more opportunities to have that pick and pop offense. I ain't going to lie, the Celtics low-key looking OP. That's crazy. And then if you look at it, last season he went up in the rankings actually. He was at 86. We have Zane. He's fine right there at the 61 slot. We have Murray DeJounte at 60. Fine right there. We have Smarter Marcus. Wow, they're saying that Smarter Marcus is better than DeJounte. Okay. At the 59 slot. I think Smarter Marcus is not going to get a lot of playing time, though.
Why?
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see him being happy with the Memphis Grizzlies. And
he's literally... Okay. I don't know if I love him next to John Morant, but I do like him as getting them through that little bump with his suspension.
I'm seeing him lasting long. I'll be surprised if he stays with the Grizzlies all season.
But yeah, I don't know if I like him next to John. We'll see.
Type of impact. You have Jaja that will be coming back 25 games later. You have Derrick Rose. And everything. Maybe they might play him at the 2 position. I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Scratch that because Brooks and Dillon is gone. So he's literally going to be taking over the playing time that Brooks and Dillon was originally. Yeah, he's going to be fine. 59 is right there. That's fine. We have Jermani Grant.
What you just called that man?
Zion! Wow, this is disrespectful. Wow. Oh, I got to stand up for this one. This is crazy. This is disrespectful. Nah, this is disrespectful.
All right.
This is disrespectful.
Man, still got the E-wing chair.
Zion at number 57? 57? He is a legitimate top 25 NBA player.
When he plays, man.
57? And if you look last year, I needed to start looking at this from earlier, but it's all good. Last year, he was ranked at 40, and you put him at 57?
I can still hear, guys. I'm still listening.
This is just disrespectful, bro. Come on. Low key, the NBA was not. They wasn't bad. They was on a little streak going there. Wow. You're saying Fred Valet is a better player than Zion at rank 56, which is deserved. He should be somewhere in the top 60s, but not better than Zion. What?
All right, what we got? Had to blow my nose, man.
Draymond Green, number 55.
Eardrums.
Last year he was a 43. What do you have to say about this? It's questionable. I feel like he should be top 40. We got Wiggins of Andrew. Now, we all know that Wiggins went down in the rankings like this because of the court.
Was that last year he was the starter? He was an all-star starter last year, wasn't he? Or was that 2 seasons ago?
No, stuff that he had. I hope that he's everything all right, and prayers to him. That was what was going on in the off court. He was able to come back late in the playoffs. Very, very grateful for that. But this is very selfish, man, for all the sports platforms to do that, man. 54, come on, he's still a top 40 player. He still showed that it's,
that is
he's
disrespectful.
a 17 plus point per game scorer. I don't feel like this is right for him to just go and fall into these the rankings like that. But I think Wiggins is going to prove himself a lot better. And then, he's going to go right back.
Yeah, please take the garbage injuries out of the equation.
We have Josh Giddey at number 3. Or, I mean, not number 3. He's number 3. Holy.
Dang, 27 and 9 last year? Oh, in the final 8 games.
We have Wagner Franz. Who is this?
Franz Wagner?
He's lucky to be in the rankings. I haven't heard of him. Okay. We got Gordon Avery. He's finding where he's at. All right. So that was the 100 through 51. And now we have 50 to 11 for the 2023-2024 NBA players. We have Josh Childress Jr. He's fine right there. But saying he's better than Zion?
Josh Childress.
Come on.
Was a bucket, man.
We have Ayton and DeAndre at 49. He's fine where he's at. LaMelo! Oh! This is too low. 48? I thought he would be a top 30 player. Okay. That's probably because of the injuries. Wet Bananas is way too low. Wet Bananas is way too low, NBA. Come on. What's wrong with y'all? Wet Bananas is literally a top 2 big man of all time. It's only literally him and Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain that's competing in the best and top big man of all time. As much as I love Shaq, as much as I love all types of other big men, bro, in the NBA and NBA history, bro, Wet Bananas is a top 2 big man. We've seen it already from
I'm more so talking about the Wilt.
Legitimate generational talent. This guy is already borderline one of the faces of the NBA. He is the top number 1 pick that has been selected number 1 overall ever since the LeBron James number 1 overall pick in 2000 NBA draft. You have to put this guy into the top 15s at least. This is disrespectful. This is literally
based off the hype. He should be higher
right now, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Come on, Wet Bananas is way too low. I'm taking Wet Bananas over Embiid of Joel. I'm taking Wet Bananas over AD. And some days I'm taking them over a Kumpo. Wet Bananas is way too low. You guys gotta get
based off what yet?
Y'all wrong the first 5 games. Come on, do you see him in the preseason? He played 17 or 18 minutes and absolutely dominated. Bro, that is the biggest damn near domination I have seen from a big man damn near since Shaq came into the NBA.
Chet played better.
And Shaq couldn't shoot.
Shaq was playing better.
Couldn't drive like in terms of like off the dribble.
He played great though.
He was only good enough. You know what I'm saying? Throw the ball in the post, use that strength back down. Bro, Wet Bananas is a generational talent. You need to put respect on this guy. Put respect on this brother's name. He is a top 15 NBA player.
Should have been a Piston. But I love a star.
He's got to be the worst rankings actually in the last 5 years.
I agree with that.
If Curry is number really 1, I'll take that. I'll take back what I said. But this right here just confirmed it with the cherry on top.
Got some bad news for your
flight. These ratings are. Wet Bananas is a top 15 NBA player. And you guys are going to see that this NBA season.
All right, man. Come on. Let's go.
So you're saying wannabe Michael Red Middleton is better than Wet Bananas. Holy crap. I'm about to end the video. Yo, we got to keep going, bro. He's fine right there at 46. Randall of John is a better player than Wet Bananas. Okay. He's fine right there.
Yeah, when you put it that way, he should be higher. He really should be higher.
CJ, bro. First of all, he's
better
ranked
than
number 44. You're saying he's better than Westbrook?
Yes.
You're saying he's better than a lot of players that I forgot that we've seen earlier on in the rankings. McCollum?
Why are you hating
at
on
44? He's better than Zion? He's better than CP3 when healthy?
Yes. I don't think he's better than Zion, but once again, the injuries, I guess, are
Beard to beard. Harden. He's too low in the rankings.
Yeah, this is...
Wow! Look at last year's.
This one makes no sense. He was
ranked at number 11 last year. Why so low?
Makes no sense.
Did he sleep with one of y'all wives behind the scenes? Number 43? He went from 11 to 43? What did he do
James hard on
season?
for nothing.
Other than flopping in the playoffs, I get it. Number 43?
Led the NBA in assists.
No, we need to see his explanation. Why he fell 32 spots. Harden led the NBA in assists for a second time in his career last season. He led the NBA in assists. If you lead the NBA in any stat, you have to be into the top 20. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Whether if it's leading in blocks, whether if it's leading in assists, points, you have to be into the top 20. So right there, you guys have just contradicted yourself. Forming a potent partnership with Embiid, but lacked the same sort of burst he displayed earlier in his career. He's older. You have to realize that he's not going to have the same explosive.
And he's never been bursty either.
He's not going to be the same last year OKC Harden.
He's always been kind of
Houston
doing
Rockets
his thing,
Harden.
man.
We get it. But, bro, this guy is still a top 20 player. I would not want to play this guy in the playoffs.
Well, I would.
Like, there's nothing else that needs to be said, done. This doesn't even make any sense.
They're putting too much on the team's failures.
Heartbreaking Game 7 loss. Harden's trade request with uncertain future to Sixers.
Team game.
So the only reason I can see them making him fall in the rankings this far is because he wants to be traded out of the Sixers. And so they're assuming that he's probably not going to be giving 100% effort until he gets traded from the Sixers.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't know what to say to that, man.
Don't hate
Maxi's a better player than Harden at 42. Klay Thompson. It's fine where he was at. Last season he was 37, so it's not too far off.
Wow.
Not much we could play. Personally, like I'm actually biased just because I'm a Warriors fan and everything. I feel like Klay should be at least top 30. But 41 isn't something to be bashing about. I feel like that's fair. If Klay comes back,
respect,
and shows himself more. We can't forget. He definitely did sell a couple of games last season and was literally sitting back and watching Curry, handle the offense a lot more better. But this is a fine ranking for where he's at. We have Mobley of Evan, 40. He's fine where he's at. DeMar DeRozan.
I'm feeling the Bulls are going
to
do some big trades this season.
25. Last season he was 28. Hold on now. Why did he go down 11 spots? It would have been hard for DeRozan to follow up a career year during his first season, which was the other season beforehand. But DeRozan was still an all-star in his second season. So what's the problem? With the Bulls, however, the Bulls are not winning at the same level.
See, I don't get that. Why does the Bulls' success have anything to do with DeMar? I don't get it.
But he still put up numbers.
They're equating too much team record into an individual player ranking.
Is crazy. It kind of hit me a little bit later. I was like, hold on, 39? I feel like it was 29. I don't know why. Nah, that's too low. Then you got Levine right there. That doesn't make sense. Okay. You're saying Bill Bradley is better than both of those players. Whatever. Okay. What? Yeah, okay, bro. Yo, the Phoenix Buns hype. Here we go.
Dude's a
we have Darius Garland, who's a better player than Westbrook, a better player.
Oh, yeah. Darius Garland been tearing it up this preseason.
A better player than Zion Williams.
Better recognize, Flight.
Okay.
It's coming for Kirby's spot.
Wow. Oh, my fucking goodness.
Woo!
No way, bro. They got Jaja Morant at number 35.
Well, he's only playing like 40 games next season.
He was a top 10 player. These are the worst NBA rankings in the last 5 years. It's confirmed.
Yeah, he definitely should not have fallen off that much.
Now, we obviously know we don't need to continue, you know what I'm saying, like kicking down that saying a horse and everything like that. Ja's already being suspended and everything like that.
Don't kick.
It looks like from what he's been showing on social
down?
media, I believe he's been doing multiple like charity events and everything, giving back to the community. I'm pretty sure he's learned his lesson at this point, and he is ready to be back onto the elite top tier player. This guy is a top 3-point guard
after the 25-game suspension.
And you guys have him at rank number 35. He's literally a top 10 face of the NBA. And you have him at number 35.
Not if Adam Silver has anything to say about it.
And when he came back, and they still lost in the playoffs, to the Lakers, he still showed and displayed that he is on a high level. He was putting up 20-plus points per game. I don't remember the exact stats, but I remember it was like 20-plus. He was still putting up 20-plus points per game. Still explosive. Nothing was lost. If anything, he just got stronger. You know what I'm saying? From eating good. Like, what? 35?
What's going on in Memphis? What's good?
I'm scared to see where Curry's at. This is unacceptable. ESPN Sports Center. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to get it together, man. 35. You have Kyrie at 34?
33 season
Now,
before.
last year he was ranked at 33, so it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's rare you just stayed in the same spot. But Kyrie is a top 20 player in the NBA. This guy is putting up insane stats still for a person his age. He hasn't lost a step. It looks like he's gotten better.
Yeah, that's a disrespectful ranking. I agree with that.
We have Bridges.
Don't
So
hate
you're
on
saying
Mikal.
Bridges is a better player than Kyrie, Ja Morant. He's a better player than Zion. He's a better player than CP3. He's a
Yes.
better player than even Draymond Green. Number 30.
He's going to average 25 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds.
Blow up the past couple of seasons. Got a fat contract in the offseason. Feel like he is well deserved. And if you even look at last season, he was ranked 67. Love to see the improvement. You have Jaren Jackson. Okay, he's number 31. I'm surprised he's actually not in the top 25 at least because of the last season he led in blocks, which is actually a hard stat to do. Oh, I just broke character. Did I say Justin Jackson or Jaren? Holy. We have Paulo, dude. He's fine where he's at, top 30. You have Trey Young. Wow, at 29. Okay. You have the Mark Cannon dude at 28. He went from not being ranked to number 28.
He was an
Now,
all-star.
don't get it fucked up. He is a nice role player. He's an all-star, actually. Very, very nice player, but he's at least ranked 40. You're saying he's better than all those other players that y'all had ranked? And also, let's not forget, he was injured, and he came back from the injury, I believe.
How long was he
Or did
injured
play
for?
the play? I don't remember. But he was injured. So
Was
the
he?
other players that you knocked off points for because they was injured, you have to do the same here. He went from not being ranked to a top 30 NBA player. Hold on now.
Most
Hold
improved
on
player.
now. Hold on now. Hold on now.
John Morant
Relax.
won most improved and went to 9 the season before.
This is insane, guys. Come on. He's a top 40 player. He's not a 28 ranked player, bro. That's crazy, bro. We have Ingram and Brandon 27. He's fine where he's at. Drew Holiday.
What? Wait, is this hating or not hating?
I'm about to end this shit right now, man. Yo, you can't make this up. They got Drew Holiday better than John Morant, Kyrie Irving, CP3, Draymond Green, Zion Williamson. Probably 5 or 10 other players I
Defense
can't
is
remember
important.
off the top of my head that we looked at the rankings.
Defense is
Heck,
important.
bro, Mikal Bridges, he's better than Drew Holiday. And you got...
He got choked in the playoffs, but
Siakam at number 25.
don't hate on this
So
man.
you're saying he's better than Scotty Barnes? Scotty Barnes is the reason why he's still in the league right now.
I think it's the championship ring that he got with Kawhi.
Kawhi
Hey,
Leonard,
speak
I'm
of the
happy to
man.
see him get his respect rankings. There we go. Now, this is fair because he's been injured. Now, I believe Kawhi is going to come back and have a comeback season this year. And you know what I'm saying, be a lot more healthier. He's had a lot more time to rehab and everything like that. I definitely see Kawhi, you know what I'm saying, going right back to that 12 ranking and everything. But the reason why is obvious. He fell into those 24.
Yeah, no more load managing
injuries.
either.
Yeah, Fox and De'Aaron, I'm happy to see my man climb up
Kawhi
in those
about to
rankings.
retire, man. He's gotta
Well-deserved.
play all
I'm
82.
actually surprised
I'm
he's actually
out.
not in the top 15. You've seen it in the playoffs. Playoffs did a huge
Yeah, when's that
boost,
1v1
when the
versus
player
Fox?
Plays well and plays nice.
Isn't that gonna happen at
and
some
everything
point?
like that. Fox displayed it, and he's going to continue to display it. He's with the Kings. They're a young squad. And I hate to admit it, man, they're going to be giving problems in the Western Conference if everybody stays healthy. I can definitely see Fox climbing into that top 18 spot, maybe by like February. Yeah, Sabonis. All right, man. Like some of these players are starting to pay these guys or something under the table.
Dude's
This
been
guy
hating on
shouldn't even be-
Sabonis as he's got
Let's
to the
be
NBA.
He shouldn't even be. I wouldn't even put him in the top 200s. In the early 2000s, this guy would be ran the fuck out of the NBA.
Why do you hate Sabonis?
This is undeserved. This is insanity. This is dick riding at its finest. This is absurd, bro. No, nah, man. Stop it, bro. Halliburton, I'd give him maybe 35. He needs to swap spots with Ja, at least. Because even 21 is still too low for Ja, but he should be swapped out with Ja. He's not a top 30 player, guys. Come on. Cat, that's actually respectable that he's there because, you know, he had his injury. You know what I'm saying? He's going to come back and have a nice season. Rooting for my man, Cat. Definitely, he's the man and everything. He showed us hella love and all that. So he's going to come back and have a nice season. He's going to climb into the ranking. Brian Jalen got a fat offseason contract, but we've seen you still can't dribble with your left hand.
$303 million.
I think this is undeserved.
My
I think
goodness.
the NBA needed to teach Brown and Jalen a lesson and keep him into the top 30s until he can work on his left hand. If you don't want to trade Ja out with Halliburton, you have to trade him out with Brown and Jalen. Ja can dribble with his left hand. You would think he's ambidextrous. But Brown and Jalen still puts up 25, 30, 40 points per game. So is that the reason? Maybe it's going off of scoring. And maybe not fundamentals. Paul George. He said he's going to be back on his bully this NBA season.
We'll
I think
see.
it's,
Playoff
fair
P.
to have him right there. He didn't really move to Bad State in the same spot. Last season he was 15. I think he could potentially climb into the top 12s with the
He's about
energy
Tatum Jamal.
he's
He's
talking
about
about bringing
Tatum
out.
Jamal. I can
Murray
feel
and
it.
Jamal. Now, I see why he climbed so far in these rankings, which is deserved. I definitely give
you know
Murray
what,
and Jamal
Blake?
that top
Alright.
20 player spot. Maybe a little bit too low. I'll give him right at that 20 slot. But Murray and Jamal came back from that scary
That's fair.
potential career-ending knee injury. He came back, led his team to the finals with Jokic, and won a ring on top of that. It's deserved. Murray Jamal, if you don't want to put him at 17, which I don't want to put him at, you have to put him into that top 20 slot. Murray Jamal.
That's
definitely
respectful.
well-deserved.
Okay.
Abdul was way too high in these rankings. I was actually going
Do you hate
give
defense?
ESPN credit for not putting him in the rankings, but Abdul, you are not a top 20 NBA player. Who is gassing you up, brother? You are a legitimate, cool, casual role player. In fact, the reason why you are an all-star is because of Butler,
Career
Jimmy,
high.
Hero, Tyler, and Kyle Lowry. You are not.
They score him that 20 points.
You have him at the top 20 NBA player slot. This is insane, bro. This is insane. This is insane. Wow. We have Mitchell Donovan. It's pretty fair. Number 15 spot. We have Lillard at 14. He didn't move anywhere last year. He stayed the same.
Career high, too. That's kind of
We'll see where
weird.
they put in front of Lillard. I guess. Edwards of Anthony in front of Lillard? The dick riding is crazy. Now, Edwards is a nice-ass player. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I think it's a little
An
premature
all-star.
to have him at 13.
Showing a lot of potential. He's young, talented, explosive.
Dang, somebody get fly on ESPN,
He's a
man.
top
Like,
20 player, not further than Lillard.
get him his own show.
Butler at Jimmy
Flight
at
take.
number 12 is fine where he's at. Booker at Devin, number 11. That's actually really respectably fine where he's at. That's actually a perfect ranking. I'm glad they didn't give him that top 7 ranking, which I was actually on the edge of my seat about. No bullshit. All right, so Booker stayed the same. That's a fair spot ranking. Now we got
Top 10.
the top 10 NBA rankings of the 2023-2024 NBA season. Anthony Davis at number 10. I think that's pretty fair. Anthony Davis is an elite player. He's been battling and fighting injury after injury after injury.
Yeah, since he came in the
and
league.
coming back even stronger. He deserves that top 10 spot. I like that right there. I'm actually happy that they give him. I'm actually happy for him that the NBA gave him the credit that he deserves. I was afraid he was going to put him somewhere in the 30s or 40s.
Wow, that would have been disrespectful.
Wow. They got LeBron at number 9. What do you guys have to say about this? We didn't see Curry yet, but
Yeah, Curry's not
you
going to be
gotta
on
give
there.
LeBron that top 5 spot. He's still a face of the NBA. The face of the NBA. This is very disrespectful. I'm not going to lie to you. LeBron literally pulls about 80% of the NBA's ticket sales. At number 9, nah, he got to be at least top 5. I think he's going to climb into that top 5 rankings. That's disrespectful. Wow.
I'm going to miss LeBron when he retires.
Last year, he was ranked 6.
It's going to feel weird not having him in the league.
We have SGA. You're saying SGA is better than LeBron? Now,
Did
don't
you
get
watch
it twisted.
SGA last
He
year?
had an amazing career NBA season. He's going to continue to go off. He's actually grown on me. He's respectfully a top 7 favorite NBA player. That's the reason why we're going to be watching a lot more OKC Thunder games this season. But hold on now. I want you guys to recognize that
All right.
they're saying SGA is better than Dame Dollar, LeBron James, Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Booker and Devin even. even days I'll take SGA over Booker or Devin, but to say that Booker
Player
overall
situation is kind of a factor.
is not a better player than SGA? Wow. They're putting a lot. Now, here's where the problem also is, too. They're putting a lot of pressure on SGA to perform.
I don't think SGA cares about ESPN's list in the slightest.
I
don't think he cares in the slightest, man.
If he doesn't have somewhere close to what he had last season, you're setting him up to get bashed. You're setting him up to get roasted by social media. I'm just saying. So
ESPN's already getting plenty of that themselves.
That's the thing. Kevin.
Don't do it.
Durant. Number 7 is pretty fair. If you actually look at it, he climbed up in the rankings. Last year, he was at number 8. Number 7 is pretty respectable. Now, the only reason why I wouldn't give Kevin Durant at this point in his NBA career, hear me out, the top 5 slot, only if he can stay healthy and just be there for his team.
Sure.
He plays at least 50-plus games this NBA season. He is more well off a top 5 player. Number 7 isn't even bad at all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Very, very respectable. I'm actually happy that ESPN and SportsCenter and all the sports platforms gave him his credit at that number 7 slot. I could see Kevin Durant sneaking maybe into that 6 to 5 ranking slot by spring break if he stays healthy. You know what I'm saying? You got the Phoenix Buns. You got the Big 4 right there. So, hey,
Big 4.
Anything's possible. Wow. Okay. You're saying Tatum is better than Durant and LeBron?
I think it's a conversation that can be had.
What?
It's a conversation that can be had, no doubt.
Tatum is a fire player. Don't get it messed up. But better than LeBron and Durant? Who? Bro, track is one hell of a drug. What is going on? Oh, they got Curry at number 5. No, this is too low. This is too low. This is too low. No, you guys sold like crazy. You already sold since the rankings at 65 or 70. I don't even remember. But you have him at number 5? No. No, bro. These are the worst rankings in NBA history.
It was the same as last year.
The worst rankings to start out.
At least they're consistent.
To the beginning of an NBA season in history. This topped it right here. You have the number 1 player of all time, the face of the NBA. You have the number 1 player right now in the NBA on both sides of offense.
I can't listen to this Curry glazing much longer.
Number 5. What players you have ahead of him? Swap Luka out with LeBron. Curry needs to be at number 1. Luka is not better than LeBron yet. Honestly, he's not going to be overall in his career ever. But if you want to talk technically, give him about 2 more years.
Oh, yeah, he's never going to be the GOAT.
Age. You're saying Luka is better than even John Morant, too. And Dame Dolan.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
What? He won MVP.
Drugs down there, bro. Oh, my gosh.
He won MVP.
You haven't beat him, Joel, at number 3?
He won MVP.
You haven't beat up Joel at number 3. Embiid is better than Curry, better than Durant, better than LeBron, even better than AD, better than Zion, better than Kyrie. Jokic is fine right there. You should be number 2. Just Curry should be number 1. Who do you have at number 1? Let me guess, because we haven't heard his name at all. Doug Ball is the number 1 player in the NBA for the 2023-2024 NBA season.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video, man. That's all we got. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.